Hello, my dragonfly friends. Let's see what's going on with you today. Dragonfly is a very interesting creature. Wow, the book opened right up to it. It's not like I read this card all the time. All right. Master of a light, illusion, and the mind. Oh, that's a lot of mastery. The dragonfly is an ancient and ethereal creature sorry, that awakens a sense of wonder in all. The dragonfly is a symbol of the mind, as it is always moving, shifting, shimmering, and changing. When the dragonfly card appears, it's worth considering the quality of your mind and perception. Are they restless or still, dreamlike or crystal clear? The situation at hand may be different than it appears at first glance. The dragonfly reminds us to calm the mind so the light of wisdom can shine through. Perhaps your mind is particularly restless lately. I know mine is, but I'm not sure why. Maybe you aren't either. When in balance, sees clearly, joyful, magical. When out of balance, can't concentrate, has a busy mind. To bring into balance, focus on the breath. All right. For those of you who don't know, dragonflies live their first couple of years underwater. Their eggs have to be laid in water or near water so that the larvae can swim around until they're ready to molt and become dragonflies with wings. So they go from water to air, which is very interesting. It's not a common thing in the animal kingdom. As for how you will know this is your reading, we have the bridge, successfully overcoming a problem, perhaps with a woman. A sincere wish has been granted, and keeping your life in balance may be a focus of yours. Someone you know is undependable and insincere. I keep wanting to say insecure, which may be why they're undependable. And you also have good advice from a wise person. So, if this sounds like you, if you have concerns or have successfully kept your life in balance, and all this success has resulted in a sincere wish being granted, congratulations. You still have to be on the lookout because there's someone undependable and insincere. Wow, I keep saying that around you. But you also have a wise person around you. All right, let's move along. The next question, of course, as always, is why are you here? Why are you watching a tarot reading? Oh, that's interesting. Wow. All right. I will be getting more, but so far we've got yes. If you had a question in mind, the answer is yes. So some sort of really radiant success. Peace, miracles, new beginnings. Ah, but you had a false start. All right. So you have all this yes energy, this power, climax, fulfillment, pride, radiant, success, victory, happy, warm. It's winter as I'm doing this, so warm sounds really nice. We also have soulmate, twin flame, faith, a pair of things, blooming love, the one, deep soul connections, divination, and fluidity. Wild card, surprise, opportunity, open-ended, unpredictable, the X factor, unexpected. Well, if you met a deep soul connection, I'm sure that was unexpected. And it looks like, if we're going to go from, all right, something unexpected really happened. There was a false start. But now there's this new beginning. Possibly a child, especially a girl, but peace. The white feather of peace and miracles. Well, perhaps you're getting confirmation of a soul connection here, as well as encouragement that things will work out. We have a quest here. Know where you're going. Being faithful. Relocation, that's possible. Oh, when did that come out? All right. Definitely a possible new home or moving. More than meets the eye. Cold, mysterious. Something important about this place. This sense of belonging. This card keeps coming out these days. I don't know. Every couple of days it comes out. Foggy glasses, distorted view, forgetfulness, willful ignorance. Oh, that's not good. A lot of really bad things are done in the name of willful ignorance. Big break, turning point. Once in a lifetime success. Something very special. And it could lead to something long-lasting. There's a lot more going on here than you realize, though. I hope you can see this golden ticket, this big break. So this deck I used to use exclusively for myself, but my readings for myself are terrible. I've given up on it altogether. I used to do great readings for myself, but not anymore. They're not terrible because they say bad things. They're terrible because they don't make any sense. Let's see. It looks like... So this is an archetype. Wild Unknown Archetypes deck by Kim Kranz. Alright, this is 33. The Mountain. 11, the Queen. And 47, the Storm. The Mountain, 33, is usually about challenges. So challenges aren't necessarily bad, they're just challenges. They are obstacles. All right, here's what the book has to say. The ascent, the peak, the insurmountable. The mountain stands eternally in our awareness, calling us towards its peak. It stirs up stoic and regal feelings, reminding us of the long line of spirits, sages, sadhus, and gods that made their humble thrones within its snowy peaks. Beware, though, as the mountain can affect us in two ways. It can inspire and enliven us to rise to new heights and peak experience. Yet it can also create isolation, competitiveness, and an inflated sense of self. So don't let your ego get out of control. You need a healthy ego, but it needs to be balanced out. All right. Standing upon its heights can activate the purist and the perfectionist in us, creating separation from those we deem to be below. No matter how high you ascend, remember that it is within the core of the mountain that the gems, minerals, and jewels reside. If you think about it's all about going up, you're following the fool's path and missing the miner's magic. That's really funny. I've been thinking a lot about people as gems. When light, grounded in the eternal, steadfast, uplifting. When dark, ominous, daunting, isolation, frigid. Research mountains. Find one that strikes you and stare at it for a while. Where is it? The pilgrim may be awakening you in you. The summit calls. Contemplate Joseph Campbell's suggestion. You are the central mountain, and the central mountain is everywhere. Odd. I do get the sense of a calling, but that person on that mountain, it looks like they're standing at the mouth of a mine. They're about to go within. You go up and you go down. All right. 11, the Queen. This is pretty much Empress energy. The the Empress, the Mother Queen, the Sovereign. Like her counterpart, the King, the Queen has a dualistic nature. Oh, excuse me. Let's see. Either she presides over the realm with grace and eloquence that comes from the heavens to uplift the spirit of others, or she falls into petty, contemptuous moods, casting a shadow across the land. If the king is the ego, the queen is the expression of that ego in the world. She is the lotus bloom, the dancer's bow, the great moon's radiant reflection. When the queen is seated in her rightful and righteous place, she is patient and forgiving. She waits for the grace of God and Goddess to move through her, striving and grasping for nothing. To be the benevolent leader, to embody the queen, is to settle into deep trust, resolve, and power. The royal queen fears nothing, for divinity itself cradles her heart. The queen does not accept the hand of a prince, but claims the throne, knowing the king draws near. She is a magnet for the fully embodied masculine and entertains nothing less. Read Cleopatra's monologue in Shakespeare's Antony and Cleopatra, Act 5, Scene 2. Then read about Inanna, Tara, and Hera. When light, her embodiment of grace, courage, resolve. The embodiment of grace, courage, resolve, stillness. When dark, vain, wrathful, self-righteous, demanding. So regardless of whether you are male or female, it is important to embrace and embody these qualities to become a full, whole human. All right, next we have 47, the storm. And the lightning is splitting the card. The storm, the chaos, the whirlwind, the disorder. Possessing an energy much like the Tower's tarot card, the storm undoes all that is. Everything that was solid, known, and relied upon is stripped away by the winds of fate. The ground becomes the sky becomes the center, and then the center disappears. The storm is a great equalizer. No matter how far we've come on the path, no matter our age, wealth, or wisdom, we can't hide from its savage winds. Their disturbing howls stir anxiety and make it impossible to see and think straight. You must wait it out. If you try to fight the storm, you will lose. A better option is to seek temporary shelter and a reliable friend. When all else fails, go within. There, for a moment, you settle into the eye of the storm. The storm's intention is to rebalance your equilibrium. It is a result of precarious conditions, not the cause of them. The storm lays bare the truth that there are forces larger than you, that understanding is a relief, but also a predicament of power that requires your surrender. When light, meaningful obliteration and annihilation. When dark, meaningless disorder and dysfunction. Well then, seems to be a lot going on with you, Dragonfly people. I am definitely getting the need to go within to cultivate what society calls the feminine. It is important to recognize that what society calls masculine and feminine is societal programming, and by calling them, by giving them this false dichotomy, by calling them or associating them with genders, they are creating false limitations that affect all of us. There's definitely more than meets the eye going on with you. All right, I'm going to get tarot just to see if there's anything else we should be addressing here, or what else we should be addressing here. Oh, I don't want this one. It's a little too... So we're going with the Crow Tarot. Let's see. I don't believe it. No, no, no. This can't be happening. You have the Tower. Oh my gosh. I haven't had this deck that long, so I haven't seen most of these cards. This is the first time I've seen the Tower. I can't believe you got the Tower here and the Tower there. So you are definitely going through it. Okay. They decided to flip over, so they don't count. These, however, decided to stay upright. Or face up. So we have the Tower. It is a crossing influence. I'm also getting a passing influence, but it is, I think, exposing a lot of secrets, and it is requiring a great deal of strength from you. The strength of self-compassion, the strength of gentleness, of acceptance, and understanding for yourself, for others. Mostly for yourself. So we have that going within card. We also have the Nine of Pentacles, which is also a going within card. Although too much isolation is bad, a certain amount is necessary for discovering more about yourself. You're not going to find out much about yourself at a party. It does require some alone time and doing some significant, I was going to say soul searching. It could be meditation, it could be journaling, it could be creative things. There are many ways to discover your own secrets. There's a book out there about journaling with art journaling. I can't remember the name of it. It came out in the 90s. I'm not an artist. Maybe that's what it was called, the artist journal? Artist way? Something like that. Anyway, it is for those of you who are not really of the writing persuasion, and I know there are those of you out there, but you would still want the benefit of journaling. I think it's the artist's way. I think that's a way of journaling with art instead of just writing things down. There's no rule anywhere about how you journal. I would not, doesn't matter who you are, what kind of thing you prefer. If at times you feel like doodling or drawing or, I don't know, whatever strikes your fancy about expressing yourself in your privately. Something that will help you to understand yourself better. You should do that. So, compassion for yourself, acceptance of yourself, acceptance of others, and the beginning, I think, of self-cultivation. It is a peaceful process, but it requires a great deal of strength and commitment. You have to commit to yourself. There is just no way to follow this path without a strong, really strong commitment to yourself. You don't do it because you want to help someone else. You don't do it for anyone else. You do it for yourself because you want to be a better person, because you are committed to being your best self, or a more whole version of yourself. I don't want to say best in a way that will add pressure to you, because that's not really the way it's meant. And I think when I first started, I thought of it as being a bigger version of myself, of being more than I thought I was. Because you don't actually know all that you can be, all that you are, until you start exploring, until you start cultivating yourself. You have 2 self-cultivation cards here. So, it looks to me like your mental walls are falling down. Perhaps your physical ones too. Your foundation is being shaken. All the things you thought you knew about yourself, about life, are disintegrating. That's a very strange and disturbing moon, honestly. But this crow moon, I think it's about seeing through the illusions that you have been buying into for so long. So, all that said, perhaps what you need is a bit of advice, a message. Let's see what I can come up with. Expand your horizons. That's a nice one. First, focus on the positive changes occurring due to your efforts. Then expand your horizons and permit yourself to try something new. So many positive shifts are in store for you. The world around you is changing in your favor of your intentions. Make sure you have good intentions, the best intentions. But not expectations. Because I don't think your expectations are not in alignment. Well, your expectations probably have a lot more to do with the external programming that you've received. And if you are truly on this path of self-cultivation, what's going to come into play is your new understandings, your new sense of self. And it's not going to look anything like what you expected. So, I wish you all the best, and I congratulate you on your journey. Keep going.